Yo, what's up, guys? Quick live stream. Let's find some bets. Monday Night Football. Vikings are plus 130 underdogs, roughly across the market, but we don't have a ton of time. So let's just see what's available on PrizePicks. And we got a ton of esports. Books are starting to drop esports lines for tomorrow as well. So we'll probably have some esports plays paired with Sunday Night Football. And again, what's great about esports is, we only have the NFL 1 day a week. Esports, these guys go hard. I mean, there are dozens of games a day. All these books are setting lines. All books set lines independently. So more games, more profitable bets. And the great thing about esports is there's just a shit ton of games every single day. But anyways, what should we focus on? PrizePicks, Underdog Fantasy, Fliff to start. So where do we want to start? Maybe Underdog Fantasy. I just locked in a play on Underdog Fantasy and not a ton of value on Underdog right now. So whatever, we'll go to PrizePicks. So I kind of bounce around from platform to platform. You never know which book is going to have the best bets on a given day. So the more books you're using, the better. So anyways, what's the first play that we see? So we have an esports play. And again, what's crazy about sports betting is all these books set lines independently. Every book sets their own, lines. And that means there's a lot of opportunity. So we want to go to CS2, and then we want to go to, never in my life did I think I'd be betting on players to get kills in esports. But I mean, if you just take a look here, and granted, the markets aren't as liquid or active as the NFL. Like if you think about the NFL, there are millions of dollars bet. Books are moving around lines based on where action's coming in. And there are hundreds of sports books, posting odds on Vikings Broncos. I mean, literally 220 sports books with odds up on Vikings Broncos. So these markets are very active. And sports books aren't stupid. Like FanDuel knows it's profitable customers. If all the sharp action's coming in on the Vikings, they'll move lines, drift lines towards the Vikings. But in esports, you don't have as many data points. But regardless, there's a lot of games, there's a lot of opportunity, and the markets are very inefficient. Sportsbooks do not watch their lines as closely for esports. So there's just a lot of opportunity. And it's kind of just like keep it simple, stupid, whatever that saying is. C's line, this guy's line is 39.5 on PrizePicks. Underdog Fantasy, even if you don't use Underdog Fantasy, it's a data point. They have the line lower at 37. ParlayPlay 38.5. Hot streak, kind of random sports book. You may not use it, but they have his line 3 points lower at 36.5. And they have the under juiced, right? The under is the favorite outcome. The under is a minus 160 favorite. They have more juice towards the under. So we're just kind of using all this data to be like, okay, PrizePicks has their line on C's too high. So there's value on the under. So that's one good play we can lock in. And then we can also just, there's not a ton of value on Underdog right now. But anyways, we have one good pick on Seized. And it's like, okay, what else do we have? So we can go here. And looks like it's going to be an esports dominated slip. So if we go to CS2, let's take a look at this next play. And we can try to find some NFL plays as well. There were actually some decent looking. If you go to first touchdown score, obviously a popular market. There were some decent plays available. Anyways, where is this play? So let's go back here. We want to go to the fantasy optimizer right here. Again, all this tool is doing, not that complicated. It's just scanning the market and pointing out value. Where is PrizePicks too low? Where is Underdog too low? Just pointing out value in the market. Like here, PrizePicks has line at 26.5. We have 3 other data points, right? Everything is encompassed in the odds books are putting out. Right? Like lineups, injuries, that's all reflected in the market, if you take a look here, anyways, what was I trying to say is everything's reflected in the market, lineups, injuries, all that stuff is reflected in sportsbook odds. These books are constantly moving around lines, players get injured, whatever, that's all reflected in the odds, which is why you want to look at odds as opposed to historical data. So many people like to look at last 5 charts. This is useless, right? If PrizePicks loads, these last 5, how did Josh Dobbs do in the last 5 games? Every game is different. He's facing a different team. There could be players on the Vikings who are injured, whatever, but you get the point. So everything's reflected in the odds, which is why you want to rely on finding discrepancies as the main way to get an edge over these books. But anyways, we got our second pick, and then we can go here and, we'll try to move quickly. Again, I know the game starts pretty soon, so we want to go here to CS2, and then we want to take him over 29. So we're going to have an esports sweat late tonight, and then we want to take him over 26.5. And now we have 3 picks. But ideally, it does matter on PrizePicks, like how many picks you go with. I'm not sure what is wrong with this platform. Where's my payout? So I'll try reloading PrizePicks. I'm not sure why it's not giving me my payout, but let's go to CS2 quickly and let's just lock in this play before the game start. So we want to take him over 26. We want to take C's under 39.5. So that's our second pick. And then we wanted to take Valiance over 29. So this can be our third pick. And I'm not sure why the payouts aren't loading. But it's going to be a 5x payout. Long story short, PrizePicks for these 3-pick entries, they only give you a 5x payout. So you're betting 10 to win 50. Whereas on Underdog Fantasy, they give you a 6x payout for 3-pick entries. So if you look here, here's a play I just locked in on Underdog. Here's another play we had, 50 to win 300. So we're getting a 6x payout on Underdog, whereas PrizePicks, if it ever loads, is only giving us a 5x payout. But anyways, and again, the benefits of having multiple books is if you only use Underdog, OddsJam again is just scanning all these thousands of lines, pointing out value. There's tons of lines up on Underdog Fantasy, but there's not a ton of value in the market right now. So you obviously, want to be betting on books that have a lot of value. So we can go back to ParlayPlay as well. And well, this game starts in 56 seconds, so I'm not going to be able to get off a slip. But here we go. You can see PrizePicks 5x payout. Again, on Underdog Fantasy, we're betting 100 to win 600. It's a 6x payout for these 3-pick entries. So it does kind of matter how many picks, you're going with on each of these platforms. So we can also put in FanDuel, DraftKings, see if there's any value for today. So you can add in the date range. So you can see there's a little bit of value on, some NBA plays, LeBron under 6.5 assists, plus 122 on FanDuel. No other books really offering above they're all kind of around plus 100. So that seems halfway decent. But anyways, is there any more value on PrizePicks or no? I never want to force a bet, but hopefully we can find some more value on PrizePicks. The issue is you can't include esports plays in the same game. So Clax and Seized, these are the top 2 bets on the biggest discrepancies on the optimizer. But you're going to see you can't include these plays in the same slip. So unfortunately, it doesn't even look like we're going to have enough, doesn't look like there's going to be enough value to place a bet right now on PrizePicks. So what we can do is we can go over to ParlayPlay and hopefully lock in a slip. I'll keep this PrizePicks play loaded up. Again, as they drop more esports lines for tomorrow, usually around this time of day, you'll see some pretty good esports bets, start to pop up. So we can go back here as well. So anything interesting? This play looks decent on Fliff. So we can go here. So not as many books. Again, for NFL money lines, I mean, there are hundreds of millions of dollars bet, right? These markets are super active, very efficient, just like the price of a stock. There's literally hedge funds that bet on sports. So these markets are very active. You're not going to find huge opportunities usually in NFL money lines. But what we can do is, a lot of times these fringe market player tackles plus assists, you look at this play, Harrison Phillips under 6.5 tackles plus assists. So let's go here and we want to lock him in. Harrison Phillips, 250 is the max bet size allowed on Fliff. So we can lock this in. Again, the Fliff coins are basically useless. This is fake money, a million Fliff coins. You want to use Fliff cash and they have a max of 250. But it's okay, you can see Caesars and DraftKings have ripped Harrison Phillips, his under, to being a pretty big favorite, right? Minus 190. Fliff is stale. They still have this line at minus 135, so they haven't really adjusted. When the other 2 books, DraftKings and Caesars, have ripped his line down to minus 189, minus 166. So it's kind of if you were able to buy a stock in the market, way below market value. If you could buy Facebook at $300, that would be a no-brainer. It's trading in the market, all these hedge funds, traders, investors, every day they wake up and think, is Facebook overvalued, undervalued, and they trade, and this is the current price of equilibrium, fair value. So it's kind of the same thing here. It's like, the sports betting market's super fragmented, super inefficient. We're able to buy a stock at 135 that's trading in the market at 166, 189, like seems like a pretty good deal. So this is a play I locked in on Fliff. And Fliff is a book. It's legal in basically every state. So that's kind of why I try to focus on them on these live streams. Again, there's hundreds of sports books out there. So I don't know which books are legal in your state, but I'm not going to focus on like every game because I don't even know what the fuck the sports book is. It's probably legal in one state. So I'm not going to focus on it as much in these live streams. So here you can see lines are kind of drifting towards the Lakers, it looks like. All the books in general have the Lakers -6 as the favored outcome, and we're getting +100. So if we go back here and let's go to the Lakers game, and we want the -6 at +100. So you can see here, like Pinnacle, right? They have more juice towards the Lakers -6, which essentially means they think the Lakers -6 is the favored outcome. So let's go here, and this is what we want to lock in. So this also doesn't make any sense, right? Fliff has the same odds on the Lakers -6 and the Lakers -6.5. Like they have the same, like that doesn't make any sense. If the Lakers win by 6, -6 is going to push, -6.5 is going to lose. So I don't know what Fliff is doing, but like, again, OddsJam's just scanning the market, pointing out value, and clearly that seems like a great play to go with. So again, +100 odds is like flipping a coin with a friend for $100. If head shows up, you get 100. If tail shows up, you lose 100. You win 100 or you lose 100. It's like flipping a coin for $100. But you'll see Bet Online, a very sharp book, Pinnacle, a very sharp book. They all, right? Bet Online, Pinnacle, Betfair, WinBet. They all have the Lakers -6. They have more juice towards the Lakers -6, which means the sportsbook is telling you, hey, we think the Lakers -6 is the favored or the more likely outcome. So it's kind of like if there was a coin that was weighted to show up on heads, more likely to show up on heads, 52% to show up on heads, and you could flip that with a friend for $100. You're getting heads, +100 odds, win 100, lose 100, but the coin is weighted in your favor. So here we're getting +100, but all these books are telling us, hey, Lakers -6 is the favored outcome, the more likely outcome. So that's a great play to go with. But anyways, let's go back to PrizePicks. It would be nice if some bets showed up, but, we may not get that lucky. So you can see here, it's like we have 3 different games. But again, you want to go with 5-pick flexes on PrizePicks because, again, they give you shitty payouts. They only give you a 5x payout, whereas Underdog Fantasy gives you a 6x payout. So it's like, okay, let's skip over that. We can go back to Underdog. Jack shit on Underdog right now. So we can go to... real quickly, let's take a look here. So we'll lock in a ParlayPlay slip. Hopefully there's some more value on PrizePicks, and if not, whatever, we'll go to bed and watch the game. But if you take a look right here, so let's go to this player we want, Jabari Smith. So let's go here. It's like, PrizePicks has his line, ParlayPlay has his line at 18.5. And again, this is the benefit of having multiple books. All these other books have his line at 17.5. PrizePicks, Underdog, FanDuel, JockMKT, all these other fantasy sites, everyone. So the values on, this line isn't available on ParlayPlay. The value is not available on ParlayPlay. So this seems like a great play to go with. There's a play on Russell Wilson. So we have Jordan Addison, Dobbs under in receiving yards. So unfortunately, there's just not going to be enough value to place a slip right now, which is just kind of how it goes. But, obviously only one NFL game left tonight. Let's get rid of FanDuel. There's some college basketball bets still on FanDuel. College basketball has a lot of line movement. It's a great sport to bet on. But yeah, the board's pretty dry right now. So just kind of how it goes. I mean, we found some value on Fliff. We got Lakers -6. And then what else did we get? We got Harrison Phillips. Harrison Phillips under 6.5 tackles plus assists at -135. So those are the two plays in the market with value right now. Here are 3 good bets on PrizePicks, but again, can't really find anything to pair it with at this moment. So we can try refreshing. But in general, seems like PrizePicks has their Sunday Night Football lines and their NBA lines locked down. There was a lot of value earlier today, but that shit's dried up. Underdog Fantasy, there's nothing. And then ParlayPlay, there's just not enough value to make a slip. Because, again, you don't want to include a bunch of slips, or you can't even. Like, you can't include a bunch of slips for the same game, or they start making your payout super weird, the correlation and everything. But anyways, whatever. We got some good bets on Fliff. Let's see if there's any good anytime touchdown scorer. Any good anytime touchdown scorer bets? So we can take a look here. And anything stand out? Joshua Dobbs plus 280. So there's this, this is a betting exchange in Europe. It's called the Betfair Exchange. It's kind of like peer-to-peer betting, but it's very active for big games. So essentially, like, you can kind of compare their lines as well, but it doesn't seem. Like Joshua Dobbs plus 280 seems decent. You can switch your state around on OddsJam if you want to see every single book. Where do they have line set? And again, I just kind of like the starting point for making money as an investor, as a trader, as a sports bettor is finding value in the market. You can obviously skip over plays if you don't want to bet them. Like, some people will be like, I hate the Lakers, or there's no way they're winning tonight. It's like, just skip it over. But it doesn't change the point, which is, if you're placing bets on, let's say, Madison to score a touchdown at plus 130 on Caesars. Caesars has slightly different odds in Tennessee and normal. But if you're placing bets on Alexander Madison to score a touchdown at plus 130 or plus 120 on Bet Victor, whatever the hell that is, when there's other books offering him plus 229, plus 225, you're getting ripped off. If you're betting things at plus 130, you're never going to make money sports betting if you're betting stuff at plus 130 when other books are offering plus 220. It's like trying to be a day trader if you have to buy every stock at 2 times the price. You're never going to make money, right? Like, the core of beating the books is, getting some value in the market. So are there any good anytime touchdown score bets? And maybe we'll get lucky. PrizePicks will drop a line. Nope. So not enough value on PrizePicks, which kind of sucks, but hey, whatever. Just kind of how it is. So we'll call it a day for now. Enjoy the game. Thanks so much, for tuning in. Hopefully you were able to tail these 2 bets on Fliff. Here they are again. Again, Fliff is legal in basically every state. All these books, too, have pretty lucrative sign-up bonuses, most of them. Like ParlayPlay, if you don't use it already, you put in $100, you get 100 for free. You put in 100, they match it. You put in $100, you get 100 for free. So, definitely worth taking advantage of all these book sign-up bonuses, even if you don't use the book a ton. Like, I've signed up for 50-plus sports books just to take advantage of the sign-up bonuses. In some books, I use more than others. But again, it takes 2 minutes to register. You put in 100, they give you 100 for free. Pretty easy way to make $100. But anyways, thanks so much for your time. Enjoy the game.